book, pen. Put the heading GST audit. Subheading objective. Examination of records, returns, turnover declared, taxes paid, refund claimed, input availed. Okay, this is given in section 2 subsection 13 of GST Act, CGST Act, section 2 subsection 13 of CGST Act. Then this is the first question. Second question, types of GST audit. Types of GST audit. (300 flow chart). Audit of accounts by chartered accountants in case turnover exceeds 2 crores. Audit by tax authorities. So this is when the commissioner asks for the audit. Third one, special audit. Okay. So special audit is when it is prejudicial or erroneous to the income, revenue. So assistant commissioner or commissioner, generally they will ask a chartered accountant to do this audit. Next, so on what grounds they will do this? Value is not correctly declared. Credit availed is extra. Excess credit availed. Special audit will be ordered by assistant commissioner after the commencement but before the completion of inquiry. Sorry, and the bottle thanni pudi, and the red color bottle irukku, and the red color bottle irukku par adha thanni pudi. Inquiry, investigation. Before completion of inquiry, investigation. Umpire middle-edge right. Next, preparation for GST audit. Next heading, preparation for GST audit. See, when the auditor know that for his client GST audit is mandatory, he should include this in engagement letter itself. So otherwise you should first give an engagement letter for doing GST audit. If you know already that your client is having GST audit also, then include in the engagement letter itself. So inform the client. Point number 1 is inform the client that you have GST audit. Then see the auditor's eligibility to do GST audit, because if he is an internal auditor, he cannot be GST auditor. Okay, so C is eligibility. Next, understands the business nature. Understand the business nature. Prepare a questionnaire. Have a detailed program. Do relevant reconciliation. Do relevant reconciliations. Okay. Read the statutory audit report. Prepare ICQ, internal control questionnaire. Do risk-based GST audit. Do risk-based GST audit. There is something called foreign exchange reconciliations. Okay, do foreign exchange outgo reconciliation. So GST and foreign exchange has some reconciliation to be done. Because CBEC will give you one rate, no, that will be totally different from normal rate. Okay, so you have to do the reconciliation also. There will be some question also given in RTP. Next, do ratio analysis. Do ratio analysis. Okay, next heading. In case if there is a failure of filing GST annual return, in case if there is a failure of filing GST annual return, that is not conducting GST audit, what is the penalty? 100 rupees per day, 100 rupees per day, and it may go up to 0.25% of the turnover. 100 rupees per day, it may go up to 0.25% of the turnover. This is for annual return. If it's not been audited properly, means like it's not getting audited, then it's not given in the act properly. But there is a common section, section 125, blanket penalty, like Companies Act section 450. Okay. 0.25% turnover. Okay. Now, if the audit is not conducted, as per section 125, it says 25,000 rupees. That is a blanket penalty, 25,000 rupees. And I haven't pushed ya. Now kuda RTP first announce. Next, audit approach. Audit approach. Prior knowledge of the client. Prior knowledge of the client. Prepare a master file. Evaluate accounting system and internal control. Wherever necessary, obtain management certifications. Wherever necessary, obtain management certifications. Okay. Understand audit risks. Sultan is already risk. So this is audit approach. Next, accounting standards versus GST. Accounting standards versus GST. See, tell me, in case if there is a travel agent kind of people, our accounting standard says only commission is the turnover, but in GST the entire amount is the turnover. Okay, so accounting standard versus GST la இந்த ரெண்டு பாயிண்ட் இருக்கு. So in case of pure agent, as per accounting standard only commission is recognized as turnover. But as per GST, the entire sale amount is considered as turnover. There is a difference in AS 19 also. We need not go in deep of AS 19. AS 19 difference இருக்குன்னு மட்டும் சொன்னா போதும். AS 9, AS 19. Okay, because AS 19 மட்டுமே full AS 19 extend பண்ணி வச்சிருக்கான். So it's very difficult to understand that AS 19. So there is a difference in AS 19 versus GST. Enough. Then returns to be filed under GST. Next heading, returns to be filed under GST. GSTR 9. Ingenda it's very important. See, wherever GSTR 1, 2 and 3 has been filed, for those people GSTR 9 has to be filed, right? Wherever GSTR 1, 2 and 3 has to be filed, for those people GSTR 9 has to be filed. For whom 9A? Composition scheme. People who are in the composition scheme, for those people GSTR 9A have to be filed. (9B) e-commerce. 9B is e-commerce. GSTR 9B is for e-commerce people. (9C) is the normal GSTR. Okay, where the turnover crosses 2 crores. So where audit will be conducted by us. So now the question is 9C. GST audit 9C. What you have to do? 9C has 2 parts. 200 flowchart, 2 parts. A is reconciliation statement, B is certification. Now this is equal to 3CD 3CA. Certification is 3CA, right? Like that, same thing. 3CD 3CA kind of. Now we will complete part B, that is 3CA kind of reporting, right? Part B. We have examined the financial statements of so and so, based on our audit we report that the books are kept as per GST Act. In case if there is an observation, you have to report the observation also. In case if there is an observation, you have to report the observation also. Okay. So in case of normal things, you should write the information explanation provided to us. In case if you have observation, you should say the information explanation not provided to us. Right. You should also write about information explanation. Then financial statements, whether it is agreeing with the books of or not. Financial statements, whether it is agreeing with the books of accounts or not. Basically this is under section 143.3. Whatever we are writing as a normal audit report, no, 143.3, same thing we will be writing here. So 3C also same thing only, no, the true and fair. Yeah. See, reconciliation statement should give true and correct, because all those things are factual reconciliations. So 9C has two parts. Certification part will be true and fair, and reconciliation part will be true and correct. Now part A. Coming to part A. So basically from 3CD if you start, basic information will be given, right? Basic information. Basic information like financial year, that is point number 1. Part A la part 1. We will say 3CD la clause 1, no? Here we will say part 1. Part 1. Basic information like financial year, GST number, legal name, trade name. Then in case if it is going to be audited by another audit, means like GST Act, only GST Act audit pandriya or some other act audit pandriya. Mostly we will say we will be audited under some other act also. Okay. Sometimes you have Companies Act, sometimes you will have only Income Tax Act. So you will say Companies Act, Income Tax also we are doing audit. Next. Part 2 is called reconciliation. This is very, very important. Only questions can come from this part according to me. Reconciliation of turnover. Even practically this area will be trouble. Reconciliation of turnover. From what to what? Financials and GSTR 9. So this is, what is this? Financials is GSTR 9. So take the turnover as per financials. Okay. Then add unbilled revenue as on opening. Add unbilled revenue as on opening. Less unbilled revenue at the current year closing. I will tell you the concept now. As per AS 9, in case if you are putting a provisional income, as per Ind AS, if you are putting a provisional income, actually speaking that income is added in the financials. But whether you charge GST for it, percentage completion method la, you will be getting income. And on the income you will not be charging. So on the income you should reduce. Closing income you should reduce. Opening income you should add back. This is the concept number 1. Can you understand this concept? Second, add unadjusted advances. Add unadjusted advances. Unadjusted advances at the end of financial year. Less unadjusted advances at the beginning of financial year. Sir, what is this? For the amount of advance, even though it is not included in your revenue, you already collected GST. So even though your financial turnover does not include that advance portion, now you should add the advance portion in your turnover because you already collected GST for it. Can you able to understand? Next, add a trade discount. Add a trade discount. As per accounting standard, trade discount is not an income. Okay, it's not a sales. But as per GST, trade discount is also sales. Then add a deemed supply. Add a deemed supply. Add a deemed supply. What you will say deemed supply? Illa. Illa. Sale of capital asset is called deemed supply because it is not your turnover. So sale of capital asset, but you will be charging GST for it. whenever you dispose your capital asset, for example car you was disposing na, adukku you should charge GST. Next, less sales return. See, generally some returns are not allowed அந்த மாதிரிலாம் இருக்கும். Some returns are allowed, so you should see what you can reduce here. Next, less supply to SEZ units, because in financial you will be shown as turnover, but GST it will not be considered as turnover because you will not be charging GST on it. So SEZ supplies you should reduce. Then composition scheme turnover you should reduce. Composition scheme turnover you should reduce. Then as per valuation rules you have to do some adjustments, no? So that may sometimes add, sometimes less. So adjustments due to valuation rules. Adjustments due to valuation rules. It may go up or it may sometimes go down. Then add or less foreign exchange fluctuation. Add or less foreign exchange fluctuation. This is due to the rate which is different from CBEC rates. We will do some sums later. Now you will be arriving at annual turnover as per GST Act. See, there may be a question where the turnover will be given from 1417 to 3617. Please understand, this turnover is not subject to GST. There may be a question for you. So 2017 la after July you should consider for GST turnover. So in case if there is a question where the turnover given in the question is this turnover, then you should reduce the turnover also. Okay. Next, so now you got what? Annual turnover, right? See, there may be some turnover which is specifically exempted. For example, zero rated. Example in milk, water, school education, then health care, okay, consultancy fees, hospitals la vaangara consultancy fees, health care consultancy fees, then diagnostic services provided by the scanning people, these and all exempted, right? In case if the turnover has the specifically exempted things, you should exclude it. Example, nil rated, zero rated, exempted supplies. Nil rated, zero rated, exempted supplies. So there will be a question where exempted supplies will be given apart from the normal supplies. So you should reduce the exempted supplies. What are the exempted supplies? Right, milk, water, education, health care, la example enna, consultancy fees provided in the hospital, appuram diagnostics. Next, tell me some areas still GST is not there but some other thing is there. Okay, alcohol for human consumption. There are so many alcohol. Industrial alcohol GST irukku. Okay, human consumption liquor mattum GST is not there, right? Non-taxable supplies in GST. You should reduce that also. Non-taxable service. Example, liquor for human consumption, okay. Then not considered as sales, not considered as supply itself, not considered as supply. For example, in my company, we will sell the completed buildings, okay. So completed building is GST kadayadu, okay. So it will be sold as transfer of immovable property, 53A of immovable property act la vandrum. So இது டர்ன் ஓவர் தான், கரெக்டாக இல்லையா? சேல்ஸுக்கு இட்ஸ் சேல்ஸ் ஆஸ் பர் அக்கௌண்ட் ஸ்டாண்டர்ட் 6(9). பட் ஆஸ் பர் ஜிஎஸ்டி கம்ப்ளீட்டட் பில்டிங் ஆர் சேல் ஆஃப் லேண்ட் இஸ் எக்ஸம்டட், ஓகே ரைட். நாட் கன்சிடர் as சப்ளை. எக்ஸாம்பிள், சேல் ஆஃப் லேண்டு, சேல் ஆஃப் கம்ப்ளீட்டட் பில்டிங், okay. This is very important question. If you understand this question, it's very important. Okay, it's over. Now come on, tell me. Turnover as per the financials, unadjusted, okay, unbilled revenue, then advances, then discounts, then returns, then deemed supplies, then they should reduce composite supplies, SEZ supplies, okay. Then see the turnover whether it is in 17 period, okay, initial period of 17. Then reduce the nil rated exempted supplies, etc. Then human consumption, liquor. Now this is part 2 over. Part 3 now. Part 3. Tax paid reconciliation. Tax paid reconciliation. See, now you understood a taxable turnover, total turnover, reduce the nil rated this thing, etc. That's called taxable turnover, right? Total turnover, we studied first total turnover, less we studied the annual supplies, not considered supplies, like nil rated, etc. So even though it is GST, means even though it is a turnover as per GST, but you don't want, there is no GST for it. அது turnover தான், ஆனால் அதுக்கு GST nil rated, exempted in the consulting services law, but it is a turnover. So now we consider taxable turnover, okay. So put tax on it, reduce actual taxes paid. Can you able to understand? So taxable turnover multiplied by respective taxes less actual taxes paid. So this is the ultimate reconciliation. If there is a difference, you should say the reason and you ask them to pay. This is what we are doing actually in VAT audit. Form WW la final idha the conclusion. Same thing we are doing here. Then reconciliation of ITC. This is called part 4. Reconciliation of ITC. So part 1 is preliminary information, part 2 is turnover reconciliation, part 3 is GST tax reconciliation, part 4 is ITC reconciliation. Adala starting point is ITC claimed as per financials. ITC claimed as per financials. Add ITC booked in earlier year, claimed in current year. Less booked in current year will be claimed in next year. Add போன வருஷம் புக் பண்ணது இந்த வருஷம் claim பண்ணது, okay. ITC book earlier year, claimed in current year. Less booked in current year will be claimed in next year. So this is your ITC. If there is unreconciled ITC, reason for it. Then part 5. Auditor's comments. Auditor's comments. Whenever there is a additional tax liability, like erroneous excess ITC claim பண்ணிருப்பான். See, some people typographically they will put some extra zero and they will claim extra ITC. அதெல்லாம் auditor will be doing here. Okay, these are the amendments in the GST audit. Major is the amendments. Either if you read RTP, இதுதான் crux. இதை வந்துட்டு they have detailed one detail பண்ணியிருப்பான். But this is what it is. Okay, now we will go for amendments in this thing, 3CD, right? 3CD amendments. Clause 29A. This is 56 to 9. Income tax section is, parallel section is 56 to 9. Now tell me, what is this section? Is it? 56 na income from other sources danda. Adla class 9 enna, and 29. Pa, samama, right? When the capital asset is going to get sold, for which you received an advance. Capital asset which is going to be sold, for which you received advance. Later it got forfeited. This is very common in real estate. See, the highlight, this is not business income, this is other income. Because business income against business loss can be adjusted. Other income against people are not giving adjustment to business loss. Okay, it's very famous during preliminary time. Any company which is, for example, money coming from shareholders, it is parked in the fixed deposit. Now they will get income, no? This income they are not allowing as adjusting against the business expenses. They are saying business expenses there is no matching concept, so we have to carry forward the business loss. So this year I will not allow the business loss. Instead, the income which you are receiving under fixed deposit, no, and the income you have to pay tax and so on. People are there and they are winning also. I went to even tribunal. Tribunal also says, Krishnan, you have to pay tax. Can you able to understand? Because I told, sir, putting in fixed deposit is not okay my intention, sir. அது சும்மா கிடக்கிறதுக்கு we are keeping there. Then he is saying, yeah, you pay tax here and next year you can take it, the expense இருக்குல்ல அதை எடுத்துக்கொண்டான். ஸோ இவங்ககிட்ட போய் லாஜிக்லாம் கேட்கவே முடியாது. There is no logic in income tax. They have to collect taxes. And whenever a commissioner appeals, he disallows the appeal of the assessee for a valid disallowance. Okay, for valid set aside, or sometimes if it possible to increase it, 2 points will be added to his. Now, so promotion is easy. I don't know. Paper le publish achu. Now, so this is 29A. Arthad 29B. In case I am receiving a capital asset for a value consideration which is less than the stamp duty value, what is the difference? more than 50,000 rupees or 5%, then that will be considered as a other income. This is 56 to 10. Sir, I am going to write only first group, sir. Okay. Idella enak theriyadhu sir. Second group eduthuradunga theriyadra. So 56 to 10 says, in case if the capital asset is purchased but the value adopted is okay, the difference is 50,000 rupees or 5% of the value. Next, 30A. 92CE. Primary adjustment to transfer price. Primary adjustment to transfer price. Transfer price. எப்போ necessary சொல்லு வர்ஷா? When it is necessary to adjust?
The price band and 3% அதிகமா இருந்ததுன்னா
when it is applicable, when the purchase or sale exceeds, see, apply only in this condition, 1 crore, right? If the purchase from associate enterprise, it is plus or minus fair market value, so it is not in the fair market value. Basically you are purchasing in excess of fair market value. That is the loss for India, right? Okay, you are shifting the base. That means you are paying less tax here when you are purchasing at higher value. So if the higher value is adopted and that higher value is in excess of 1 crore, so it is not always applicable. The higher than the fair market value is excess of 1 crore. Then whatever the excess amount you transfer, no, that should be repatriated to India within 90 days. So auditor have to report that. Next, clause 30B. Very good. Limitations on interest deduction. Limitation on interest deductions. So if you paid interest for the transfer pricing things, you paid interest. The borrowings you paid interest. Abroad borrowings you paid interest. Now the amount of interest you paid minus EBITDA, EBITDA, okay, multiplied by 30%. Over and above this, you have to carry forward. Come on, tell me. The amount of interest less EBI DTA multiplied by 30%. This amount to be carry forward. This also is applicable only when amount exceeding 1 crore. Okay, next.
So 1 crore amount is for loan or
interest expenses dana. See, basically you are shifting the tax incidence. The word itself is like incurred expenditure na varum adalla. Amma ivlo thulliyama solra idu solla maatra. Next, 30C, impermissible avoidance agreement. Na varsa kalakriya ni income tax la padichada illana inga padichada? Impermissible avoidance agreement. But it is no use. This has been shifted to next year. Next, clause 31A. 269 SS 269. Accepting loan or deposit. Accepting loan or deposit. Basically, other than banks, no, everything will come here. Other than bank, you accepted loan, na, it will come here. Whether it is check, cash, bank draft, DD, everything you should disclose here. So the total amount exceeds 20,000 rupees. Total amount exceeds 20,000 rupees. So all unsecured loans will come here basically. The director loan, shareholders loan. Next, 31B. Accepting specified sums. Accepting specified sums. Specification is mentioned in 269T. Okay, that is repaying that amount, accepting amount, அந்த மாதிரி இது வரும். Specified limits, specific terms னு சொல்றாங்க அதெல்லாம். Next, இது highlight. இது ரெண்டும் already is there. 31 ல first two is already there. Third one is the amendment. 31BA is the amendment. Any person who receives in cash rupees 2 lakh or more, sorry, in excess of 2 lakhs. In excess of 2 lakhs. For example, you are going to purchase a Samsung big TV which costs 2.7 lakhs. If you pay in cash, the person who receives in cash, no, for him you cannot reduce any purchase towards it. Straight away அது income, அவ்வளோதான். You cannot reduce any expense towards it. For example, catering people. Okay, if tomorrow Varsha is getting married, her father will pay in cash nuchko. Whatever amount they are receiving in cash, which is straight away will get added. Okay, morning, okay, 6:10 க்கு வந்து உட்காந்துருக்கான். ஸோ நான் ஈவினிங் தானே அமெண்ட்மெண்ட்ஸ் கிளாஸு என்ன சரி சார் வந்துடுறேன். ஈவினிங் 7:20 வரான். மணி என்னடா? Next, so what is this point? 31B, 31A. Okay, receipt in excess of rupees 2 lakhs. This can be either a single transaction or a single event which is broken into number of transactions. Okay, either a single transaction or a single event broken into number of transactions. For example, Varsha's marriage is a single event, but sometimes it will be advance, adukapram payment. So single event broken into series of transaction. Next, now 31BA talks about in cash. 31BB talks about in check but not account pay check. Okay, bearer check or cross check but not account pay. Cross check may not be account pay check. What is the problem? Cross check can be negotiated, but it should be deposited only to account. Account pay check cannot be negotiated further. Okay, so what is 31BB? Receipts in excess of rupees 2 lakhs in check but not account pay check. The highlight enna, it is very difficult for auditor to find this. Correct இல்லையா? Cash நாலாவது you can find, check தான், account pay check. So how to do? Better get MRL. Can you able to understand? So what you should do here? SA 560 as 580 has a rule. SA 580 has a rule. Can you understand? So tax audit 580 they can mix. அடுத்தது 31BC. 31BC. ஓகே நான் வருஷா என்னது பேமெண்ட்டு ஃபஸ்ட்டு ரிசீட்டில் 2 ரிசீட் இன் கேஷு ரிசீட் இன் செக்கு பட் அதர் அக்கௌண்ட் பை செக். இங்கே பேமெண்ட் இன் கேஷு, அடுத்தது பேமெண்ட் இன் செக்கு பட் நாட் அக்கௌண்ட் பை செக். அதான் அடுத்த 2 பிசி பிடி. So that also single transaction or single event broken into number of transaction. Okay, next 36A 222E of income tax. Amount received which is in nature of dividend, closely held company. That means what? Advance received basically. அடுத்தது next 42A Form 61. What are the 2 Form 61? There are 3 forms actually. Form 61, 61A, 61B, right? Form 61, first heading Form 61. When Form 61 has to be filed? When you receive dash Form 60. When you receive Form 60, you should file Form 61. Okay, right. When you receive Form 60, you should file Form 61. So when you receive Form 60? Without PAN. Right. The transaction exceeds சொல்லுடா 2 lakhs. இப்போ தான் 2 lakhs தான் எல்லாத்துக்கும் பேஸு. Transaction exceeds 2 lakhs and the payer is not having PAN, then you should file Form 60. Basically இந்த கன்சியூமர் டியூரபிள் ஷாப்ஸ்லாம் இருக்குல்ல, ரத்னா ஃபேன் ஹவுஸில் ஏசி வாங்குறது, ஓகே, ரத்னா கூல்ஸில் ஏசி, அவங்களாம் they are filing because for AC if you purchase it will touch 2 lakhs and they are saying I don't have PAN. Form 60. Then there is a specified things, no? Specified financial transactions like buyback, cash deposits. Now every people you have to check the PAN. After login you check the income tax like compliance reporting la specified financial transaction nu solittu more than 2 lakh rupees deposit, where is the source, investment in this company's assets, where is the source nu kekran. So adukapram drop down from my own in a savings அது மாதிரி they are giving drop down arrow, you have to click அந்த work list check list கொடுத்திருக்கான், you have to fill all those things, otherwise you will not get your refund. So many people don't know that ஐயோ சார் எனக்கு ரீஃபண்ட் வரல. The problem is this is because CPC எல்லாம் லிங்க் ஆகிருக்கு. புரிஞ்சுதா உனக்கு? ரைட், நெக்ஸ்ட் ரைட். ஃபார்ம் 61A ஸ்பெசிஃபைட் ஃபினான்ஷியல் ட்ரான்சாக்ஷன். 61B வர்ஷா ஃபார்ம் 61B தெரியாதா? போ என்னடா ஃபாரின் அக்கவுண்ட் டேக்ஸ் கம்ப்ளையன்ஸ் ஆக்ட், FATCA. வாட் இஸ் திஸ் FATCA? புதுசாக இன்ட்ரடியூஸ் பண்ணியிருக்காங்கல்ல, ஃபாரின் அக்கவுண்ட் டேக்ஸ் கம்ப்ளையன்ஸ் ஆக்ட். என்ன சாய் படிச்சே இது? நான் போ நாளைக்கு எப்படி ஆடிட்டர் ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ணுறது? 4 பேர் தெரியாது, நமக்கு தெரிஞ்சதெல்லாம் ஒரு சீன் பண்ண முடியும். சார் அந்த FATCA ஃபார்மா நானே ஃபேட்டாக தான் பார்க்கணும். தென் 43 class 43 காமெடி ஃபெலோ. நீ ஏன் வந்த? ஏன் வந்தேன்னு கேட்டேன். A. This is called country by country report. Full international taxation na new syllabus hai. See, I will tell you, இது முடிச்சதுக்கு அப்புறம் சார் old versus new கேளு நான் சொல்கிறேன். So 43A, country by country report. This is called alternative reporting entity. Assessee or parent, assessee or parent or alternate reporting entity. Under section 286 subsection 2. So in the section and the company applicable are this country by country report has to be given. Next 44, last class. 44 GST expenditure, okay, for people who register under GST, not register under GST. Exempted people, composition scheme, registered people, exempted, right, relating to exempted people, composition people, registered people. Okay, so this is amendments under 3CD. Now we will go to amendments in NBFC. Amendments in NBFC. Auditor's duty. There are 4 parts. There are 4 parts. Part A. This is applicable to all NBFC. In the report, this is applicable to all NBFC. Basically, every NBFC have to obtain certificate of registration, which is also there in Caro, right? 45IA, last point, certificate of registration. So whether they have obtained it. If they have obtained it, whether they are eligible to continue. Whether they are eligible to continue. Every NBFC has a net owned fund requirement. Net owned fund requirements. So whether they are complied with the net owned fund requirements. This is part A. Another part B. This is applicable for NBFC accepting deposits. NBFC accepting deposits. Okay. This is see, the credit rating agencies will do a credit rating and only up to which we can accept the deposits. So if you have accepted deposits in excess of the quantum, then auditor have to report, right? Quantum of deposits accepted in excess of certified by credit rating agency. Then in case if it is asset finance company, in case it is the asset finance company, capital to risk asset ratio should be less than 15%. Capital to risk asset ratio should be less than 15%. Next, whether they have defaulted in paying depositors. Whether they have defaulted in paying depositors. Whether they have complied with prudential norms. IRAC, Income Recognition Asset Classification. Waste. நீ ஸ்பெசிஃபிக் அமெண்ட்மெண்ட்ஸ் கிளாஸ் தானே சொன்ன, எதுக்கு உட்காந்துருக்க? என்னன்னு வந்துச்சு பாரு. அந்த பொண்ணு நவம்பர் 9 எழுத போகிறா. Next, in case NBFC not accepting deposits, part C. So if it is a non-deposit accepting NBFC, what you should ask whether you have accepted deposits. So if Karthik is a vegetarian, then I should ask Karthik every year, this year whether you had non-veg? No. Okay, no. That's the answer. Mari. So whether you accepted deposits. Same thing. Michelle another. Capital asset, capital is to risk asset ratio. Another capital and risk asset ratio 15%. இதுக்கு ஒரு ஃபார்ம் இருக்குது, ஃபார்ம் NBS 7. NBS 7. Okay. Next, RDD. Whether NBFC is exempted from getting certificate of registration. Which NBFC is exempted? வசா உங்கள் ஊர் தான், கும்பு. KMBF, நிதி கம்பெனி. நிதி கம்பெனி KMBF, கும்பகோணம் மியூச்சுவல் பெனிஃபிட் ஃபண்ட். என் தாத்தாக்கெல்லாம் எந்த பேங்க்கில் அக்கௌண்ட் இல்லை, KMBFல தான் அக்கௌண்ட்டு. நெக்ஸ்ட்டு, in case if the ABCD is unfavorable, auditor have to report to RBI. Okay, next amendment. Ind AS and financials difference in NBFC. Ind AS and financials difference. See, for NBFC, other comprehensive income no disclosure இருக்குல்ல, that other comprehensive disclosure, income disclosure will be given in the face itself. Generally, other comprehensive income for normal companies will be given in the note. Okay, here it will be given in the face of the statement of profit and loss, right? Other comprehensive income for the NBFC, other comprehensive income for NBFC will be given in the face itself, face of SPL, statement of P&L. For other companies it will be note. Okay. Second, in case if you are receiving from receivable, you have a receivable from a LLP, that should be separate line item, because firm now they have unlimited liability. Okay, LLP having a limited liability, but they have less disclosures compared to a company. So LLP receivables has to be separately disclosed. Receivables from LLP has to be separately disclosed. Normally 10 lakhs they have to do separate disclosures. Okay, as per schedule 3, 1% of the turnover 10 lakhs. Here 1% of the turnover not total income, 1% of total income, it needs separate disclosure. See, normal law you should give current and non-current, correct? Current and non-current. So long term, short term basically. Here financial asset, non-financial asset. So instead of current and non-current, you will say financial liabilities, non-financial liabilities, financial asset, non-financial asset. Okay. Then next amendment, PSU, audit of PSU. Three parties, amendment. Three parties, three responsible parties. One is called auditor. Inga Supreme Audit Institution, it's called CAG. It's called Supreme Audit Institution, CAG. Then the management is called as responsible party. In some other standards also, management is called as responsible party. Any standard? One more standard, auditor is, management is called as responsible party. Any standard? Standards and audit or standard management used to be called as responsible party. And there is something called applicable criteria. Any standard? Sakti Sakti தான் தினம் கிளாஸுக்கு வரணும். எக்ஸாம் முடிகிற வரைக்கும் அப்போ தான் படிச்சுட்டே இருப்பான். 3420 applicable criteria, responsible party. So like that here also responsible party, management is called as responsible party. Then intended users, third one is called as intended users. Then next, the information which you are doing audit is called subject matter. Okay. Then it is as per the regulation, it's called as criteria. Then observation and finding is called as subject matter information. Just write. There are three things: subject matter, criteria, subject matter information. இனிமே இவரை நீங்கள் விக்கின்னு கூப்பிடக்கூடாது, இவர் வேறு தான் கூப்பிடணும். இவர் பேர் கார்த்திக்கு, இனிமேல் நீங்கள் அவருக்கு கொடுக்கணும், வேறு கூப்பிடணும். Just they put one side heading for everything. Subject matter என்ன? Basically what you are going to audit. Then criteria, regulations. Then observation, regulations. Like act, regulations. Like it should be kept like that, no? The subject should be kept as per the criteria. And what is your observation? That's called subject matter information. இதெல்லாம் படிக்கும்போது ஆர்டிபி படிக்கும்போது செம்மையாக என்னடா சொல்ல வரான் இவன், வாட் இஸ் ட்ரைங் டு டெல். இது எதுனா மார்க் அவ்வளோதான். சி ப்ரே காட் திஸ் அண்ட் ஆல் ஷுட் நாட் கம். வெரி இம்பார்ட்டண்ட். ஐ டிராஃப்டட் அ கொஷின் பேப்பர் like how ICA is going to draft. I drafted a question paper. Approximately it came to 21 pages. Question paper. I drafted one question paper. எனக்கு தெரிஞ்ச ஆன்சர் பேப்பர் இட் செல்ஃப் வில் பி 30 pages only. ஆன்சர் பேப்பர் 30 pages. See, MCQ normally 1.5 pageக்கு I can get only 2 MCQ. 1.5 pageக்கு 2 MCQ. So first MCQ will not be it should not be written in a normal booklet. It should be written in a OMR. Studying MCQ is a challenge. Answering is not challenge. Question படிக்கிறது தான் challenge. 4 to 5 lines per question and 2 to 3 lines per choice. இதில் வேற என்னன்னா 1 mark MCQ 10, 2 mark MCQ 10. So there will be 20 MCQs. Come back now. Type of engagements in PSC audit. Types of engagement in PSC audit. Attestation engagement, direct reporting engagement, attestation engagement, direct reporting engagement. Okay. Principles of PSC audit. Next heading. Principles of PSC audit. General principles under audit process. General principle la you should write SA 200. Independence, professional skepticism, judgment, due care, quality, materiality, planning, documentation. Principle relating to audit process, terms of engagement, understanding the entity and its environment. 315 அதெல்லாம். So 200 இந்த சைடில் 315 அவ்வளோதான். Okay. Then company audit amendment. Ratification not necessary under 139. Then rotation applicable for private company for which the paid up capital has been increased to 50 crores. Previously it was 20 crores. Correct? Rotation applicable for a private company. Previously it is for a private company it is paid up capital 20, turnover borrowings 50. Paid up capital 10, public company 10 50, paid company 20 50. Now 20 has been increased to 50. Okay, this is for private limited company rotation. Then 141 la last subsection la parent subsidiary adala kuduthiruppa. They have removed everything. They told in case if the auditor either directly or indirectly is doing 144 services, he is disqualified. In case the auditor is doing directly or indirectly 144 services, he is disqualified. Then ceiling limit la they included dormant company. Okay, means like exclusion la include பண்ணிருக்காங்க. Okay, these companies are not considered as the 20 companies. So 1% company, small company, dormant company, private company exceeding, private company not less than, paid up capital means paid up capital is less than 100 crores. Then amendments in penalty 4 times 8 times. What is the penalty for violation for auditor? Section 147. In case if the auditor has done any violation, இதெல்லாம் not recent amendment. This is November 18 amendments. Okay. சொல்லு 4 times 8 times. When 4 times of the remuneration or 25,000 to 5 lakhs, whichever is less. In case if he is willing to doing 8 times of the remuneration or 50,000 to 25 lakhs, whichever is less. Right? இது வரப்போகுது எக்ஸாமுக்கு. Penalty. Okay, 2 things. One is unwillingly he is doing. Second one is willingly he is doing. So inadvertently he has done some violation. Laptop on. Okay, he has done some violation inadvertently. அதுக்கு என்ன penalty? Mm.
5 lakhs.
Okay. 4 times of the remuneration, or 20,000 to 5 lakhs, whichever is less. In the side la 8 times of the remuneration, or 50,000 to 25 lakhs, whichever is less. And for imprisonment, only concerned auditor is liable, and he will be imprisoned for a period of 1 year. என்னடா இல்லைடா இது வில்லிங்காக ஃப்ராட் பண்ணான்னு வச்சுக்கோ, then the concerned auditor is responsible for imprisonment, and that to 1 year only. Not all the people. See, for fine it is jointly and severally liable. For imprisonment only concerned auditor is liable. Sorry, அதில் ஜிஎஸ்டி ஆடிட்டில் ஃபாரின் எக்ஸ்சேஞ்ச் ஒரு கொஷின் வரும் பாருங்க. ஒரு எக்ஸாம்பிள் கொடுத்துருப்பான் அதுக்கு. ஓகே, now take RTP. There is one question in GST audit about foreign exchange fluctuation. They have given you 2 rates. That you should add back and you should find the GST turnover. Do that sum. RTP May 19 la, that sum is important sum. Okay. Now this question is like this. Write the question. There is one company, okay, exported the goods to USA. $1 lakh they exported. Invoice value is $1 lakh. Okay, at the time of export, CBSE rate is 65, but RBI rate is 68. CBSE rate is 65, RBI rate is 68. At the time of receiving money, RBI rate is 70. Now, for the purpose of calculating annual return under GSTR 9, for the purpose of calculating turnover under GSTR 9, what is the amount? Now, come and tell me, as per GST returns, the amount should be how much? 65 lakhs. Okay. Now, you would have received under your financial 70. Correct? So, 70 minus 68, which is already booked. So, that 2 lakhs. Now, this has been taken to income, exchange fluctuation income, forex gain basically. So if this amount has been included in the turnover, either 68 or 70, something is introduced in turnover, you should reduce it, and the GST turnover should be 65 lakhs only. In the same case, CBSE 65, RBI 68, okay, receiving money is also 66. That time also you should do 65 lakhs tha. Okay. Now, right. So in the same case, if when receiving, it is 66. So what is your GST turnover? 65 lakhs. So from the financial turnover, 68 should reduce for 3 lakhs to arrive at the 65 lakhs. So how many lakhs? Empty question kepana, how much amount should be reduced in kepa? Okay, 3 lakh should be reduced, and wait, 3 lakh should be reduced. Then the loss arising, no, that should be debited to P&L as forex fluctuation loss, right? 2 lakhs because booked minus receipt 2 lakhs, this should be debited to P&L as forex loss. Okay, ma. So now you go through RDP. Okay, you can easily tackle, and any time, maybe in another 3 to 4 days, try answering full model test paper. If possible, you can come here and write. It is a challenge for yourself. Okay, full model question papers. If you are ready, I will even print it out and give. And I am ready to even give like a OMR sheet, etc. I can make it ready. Okay, so go home, read RTP once now. Previously you would have read RTP, but with this angle you read RTP one more time. Okay,
So old versus new.
Old versus new. Now old auditing, new auditing, what is the difference? For Afan-kum Sakti-kum, what is the difference? CAS no nirka, that is not there for new. So CAS you don't study. Corporate governance la there is one portion called SOX, that alone you don't study. SOX on the 10 points will be there, no, that alone you don't study. Okay, so you have corporate governance, but your corporate governance is only section 177 178. Basically that angle da romba chinnadu, easy. Then for new people you have forensic audit. In that last due diligence chapter குள்ள அதுல ஒரு chapter forensic னு ஒரு கொஞ்சம் பேஜ் chapter இருக்கும், ஒரு 4 pages அது இருக்கு. And you have something called automated environment chapter. Don't study anything there, go to last page of the instrument material, 20th page it should be. Okay, test your knowledge னு ஒரு question இருக்கும், 3 questions இருக்கும். அதுல ஒரு question is control environment, control activity, monitoring, risk assessment procedure. Okay, அப்படின்னு ஒன்று இருக்கும், அந்த கொஸ்டின் தான் எக்ஸாமுக்கு வரும், வேறு எதுவும் வராது. Okay, don't study the entire. Okay, so then இதுதான் வந்துட்டு உங்களுக்கு இருக்கிறது. Then for new syllabus there is no cost audit separate, cooperative society audit separate கிடையாது. So this is not there. Cooperative society, cost audit, SOX, அதுக்கப்புறம் CAS, இது நாலும் கிடையாது. அவ்வளோதான். அடிஷ்னலாக யூ ஹாவ் டு ஸ்டடி ஃபாரன்சிக்கு, தென் அந்த ஒன் மோர் ஆட்டோமேட்டட் என்விரான்மெண்ட், அவ்வளோதான். ஸோ அந்த ஆட்டோமேட்டட் என்விரான்மெண்ட் கூட சாய்ஸில் விட்டுரு, அது படிக்க முடியாது. 20 பேஜஸ் தான், ஆனால் 20மே ரப்சரு, இது ரொம்ப கஷ்டம். அது லீவ் இட். Now how the question paper will be? Question paper will be like 30 marks MCQ, out of which 10 marks is 1 mark, then 20 marks 2 marks, 10 into 2. Okay, then each question 14 marks. So you have to write that MCQ full, then you have to write 4 out of 5 5 out of 6. Okay, 5 out of 6. இதில் first question is out and out SA, and subsequent question onwards each question will have one ethics. So you cannot score 100 marks in ethics also. either one question you have to give it choice, no, and the question ethics போய்டும் ஒரு கொஸ்டினில். ஸோ even though 14 to 16 marks is ethics, you cannot write in full. Company audit, there will be 2 questions in company audit, 1 question in Caro. So where it is scoring area. So like all other teachers who never take any chapters, only SCA, company audit, Caro, mostly all the teachers will take only this. No, I am the only person, okay, I am taking all these chapters, NBFC, okay, cooperative society, bank audit, insurance. Bank insurance law, either bank, insurance, environment, இது மூணுத்துல ஒன்று தான் வருது. ஓகே, பட் environment, energy இதெல்லாம் படித்து வச்சுக்கோ, ஒன் கொஷின் மே கம். பட் ஃபார் தட்டுக்கு யூ ஷுட் ரீட் அட்லீஸ்ட் ஒரு 40 பேஜஸ் படிக்கணும். அது படித்தா தான் ஒரு கொஷின் ஆன்சர் பண்ண முடியும். சரி, அப்படியே நம்ம வந்து அழிச்சிட்டே வந்தோம்னா எதுவுமே இருக்காது, ஒயிட் போர்டு தான் இருக்கும். இதுக்கு இதை படிச்சுட்டு, ஓகே, இதுக்கு இதை படிச்சுக்கிட்டேன். ஓகே, யூ ஸ்டார்ட் நோ, ஒரு கொஷின் எதுக்கு 40 பேஜ் படிக்கணும். See, at least you should know how to write some stories. Okay, standards are main concentrate பண்ணுங்க. Full concentration should be on standards and professional ethics, then companies audit. இது படிச்சாலே will pass. My worry is this kind of chapters will be asked in MCQ. Okay, இருக்கலாம். And I'll tell you 70 marks will be directly lifted from our question bank. 70 marks அப்படியே லிஃப்ட் பண்ணுறான். அதனால் கொஷின் பேங்கை தரவப்படி ஷோர் ஷார்ட் மார்க் வாங்கிடுவேன். சரியா? see you, bye, all the best.